When children leave school, they're one step closer to becoming independent as they continuously learn about how to navigate the world around them. However, this independence does not happen on its own. It's the result of support and guidance from educators and families, allowing the child to explore through a variety of experiences that aid development and scaffold the way to becoming more independent. Hi everyone, I'm Natalie from My Progression, and today we're going to be discussing how to promote independent learning in your pupils. In order for children to be well equipped with skills required for their next stage in life, it's vital to promote independence through a range of different strategies. So what does independent learning mean? Well, put simply, independent learning is all about empowering your pupils to take ownership of their learning. Knowing how to learn and explore topics of interest is a skill that will support your class in becoming independent in many areas of life, not only academically. An independent learner demonstrates a range of competencies that enables them to learn effectively and manage their own education. And these include being organised and managing their time, asking questions and using resources to further their understanding, learning from mistakes and making changes following feedback, finding different solutions to solve problems and thinking outside the box, and being reflective and always considering how to improve. So what does an independent learner look like? An independent learner will look different depending on the expectations of their age group and where they are on their educational journey. So let's start with Key Stage 1 pupils. Now, whilst they're not expected to show the same level of independence as older children, this doesn't mean they can't display independent behaviours. In Key Stage 1, although children rely on adults to support them both academically and socially, they can show independence by making basic choices and displaying self-motivation. For example, they may select their own paint colours or the adjectives they add into a sentence based on their personal preferences. Moving on to Key Stage 2, pupils are expected to be more independent regarding their schoolwork and emotional regulation. Therefore, they're expected to take more responsibility for their own learning. This could include making independent decisions based on how they choose to present their work, using the resources around them to support their knowledge and providing feedback to their peers, promoting self-reflection. For more information on active learning, check out our video detailed in the description below. And whilst you're there, like, subscribe and click on the bell to keep hearing more from My Progression. In Year 3, teachers will have to model these different independent decisions to teach their pupils how to be responsible for their own learning. The children will initially need scaffolding, such as templates, to support their presentation, or having a choice of resources before they can do this independently. When pupils start secondary school, they're expected to demonstrate independence through taking more responsibility of their own learning and showing initiative to research and further their understanding. They should have the confidence to have a go on their own, making use of feedback to self-reflect and make adjustments, showing that they take on board all advice and are motivated to further their learning. As they make their way through Key Stage 3 and 4, pupils should become increasingly independent, only relying on their teachers for initial learning and direction. This helps prepare them for their next stage in education in Key Stage 5, where independent learning is an expectation and is essential for success. Now, it's important to mention that although there are different expectations for pupils with SEND, they can still show independence through different strategies. Firstly, by using tools such as visual aids, assistive technology and self-regulation, SEND pupils can manage their tasks, routines and emotions. They can develop independence through small responsibilities, making choices and practicing self-advocacy, for example, and by asking for help or communicating their needs. Building confidence, social skills and reflecting on progress will help pupils with SEND to grow and achieve their personal goals. An independent learner will be able to take responsibility for their own learning through being resourceful and self-motivated. Independence should increase with age, but children of all ages can show a determination to succeed and demonstrate a growth mindset when faced with challenges. This happens over time with the support of school environment and staff within the school, as well as at home. So how do we build independent learners in school? As educators, we're responsible to support children in becoming independent learners. We can't just expect pupils to be able to do things. We must teach and model high-quality examples of what needs to be done. We then scaffold and we support the learning, withdrawing support as the knowledge and skills have become embedded. consolidating the learning through different methods, including continuous retrieval, cross-curricular skills, and active learning will give pupils confidence over time to move towards becoming more independent. Teaching methods are continuously changing through research on how children learn best. We already know that children learn in different ways, therefore our teaching must reflect this. Teaching would be repetitive and dull if it just involved the adult speaking. It must be active, where pupils of all ages are involved and enthusiastic about their own learning. So how do we as educators help build independence in learning? Well, to build independence, lessons must be purposefully planned with a range of different activities that motivate your pupils to take control. Classrooms should be a place where children have the confidence to have a go and step out of their comfort zone, whether they succeed or fail. So there are many different strategies that you can use to encourage independent learning in both primary and secondary learners. Show them what independent learning looks like. So firstly, it's important that all pupils understand what an independent learner is and what this looks like within the classroom. The phrase independent learner should be a whole school approach where students of all ages are exposed to the language and can explain what independence is. Perhaps putting up a poster of key characteristics of an independent learner, for example, resilience, growth mindset, and driven. It'll be a reminder and a motivator for your class. Learning from mistakes. It's vital that you promote the importance of learning from mistakes. No one likes to fail or be incorrect, but we all know that valuable learning comes from making mistakes. Regardless of the age of your pupils, using mistakes to identify and analyse where something's gone wrong is a great teaching point. Modelling making mistakes can be empowering and reaffirm to your class that making mistakes can be a positive learning experience. The importance of 80-20 teacher to pupil talk. When teaching, something important to remember is the 80-20 pupil to teacher talk rule. Let your students take more control through discussions. A way to promote independence during the whole class teach is by explicitly planning open questions in your teaching. This is where your pupils can take it in turn to answer, listen carefully to one another and build on ideas, making it a high quality discussion. This might need practice to begin with and you'll need to initially guide your class, but they will love their voices being heard. Look out for the risks of over scaffolding. We've all heard the phrase spoon feeding when it comes to teaching. As an educator, you must provide models and resources to support the learning. However, it's important you allow pupils to successfully reach their end goal independently. Children should be able to take risks in your lesson. It's your responsibility to trust them to have a go independently by only intervening when absolutely necessary. Over-scaffolding can lead to individuals relying on your input too much, meaning they may not have completely understood the lesson and therefore cannot complete the task independently. Use adaptive teaching. Focusing on appropriate resources should be carefully planned with different layers of scaffolding for pupils of different abilities. It's always better to start off with no or little scaffolding to promote independence, then provide more if required. And this is known as adaptive teaching. Be mindful that if you choose to start with little support, it could provoke an anxious response in some of your pupils who require extra help. To recap the difference between adaptive teaching and differentiation, check out our video, Adaptive Teaching versus Differentiation, following in the link below. Using a success criteria. To allow children to take control of their own learning, discuss the success criteria with them at the start of the lesson, exploring the bite-sized chunks they need to learn to achieve the learning objective. This could include creating a checklist, adding non-negotiable vocabulary to the working wall, or carefully selecting specific resources to support independence, for example using a thesaurus or reference books. Where possible, give your class choices of tasks they can choose to complete that meet the learning objective, encouraging them to make independent decisions. Self-reflection. In all ages, it's vital to promote self-reflection. You must put the time aside and allow time for pupils to reflect on their work and progress. This can be through self-assessment, including journal writing for older children, peer feedback, or class discussions, which can help students recognise their strengths and areas for improvement. We would love to hear different strategies that you've used to promote independence in your classroom. Leave us a comment below to share your successes. So what are the benefits of independent learning? Independent learning offers numerous benefits that extend beyond academic success. It increases self-motivation and confidence as pupils take ownership of their education, which also enhances their self-belief. By encouraging critical thinking and problem solving, independent learning helps pupils develop the skills needed to face challenges and find solutions. It also improves time management and organisational skills, as pupils, especially those in secondary education, learn to prioritise tasks and manage their workload independently. Moreover, independent learning cultivates a sense of curiosity and engagement, preparing students for lifelong learning by teaching them how to seek information, use resources effectively, and adapt to new challenges. This means that pupils will develop life skills outside of the national curriculum, such as using technology for different purposes and being responsible for their own time management. Whilst teachers play a crucial role in fostering independent learning, certain actions can unintentionally hinder pupils' ability to develop autonomy. For instance, over-reliance on instructions can prevent pupils from engaging in critical thinking and problem-solving activities. Over-scaffolding can reduce pupils' confidence in solving problems independently, and using rigid structures limits their ability to make decisions and take ownership of their learning. However, not providing sufficient scaffolding for tasks or discouraging mistakes can cause children to feel overwhelmed or afraid to take risks, so it's important that you get the right balance. Whilst guidance and support are essential, teachers must create an environment where pupils feel confident to take risks and make mistakes to further their knowledge and become independent learners. Encouraging independent learning is essential for promoting self-motivation, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills in pupils. By promoting autonomy, allowing children to take ownership of their learning, and providing opportunities for reflection, educators help develop lifelong learners who are prepared for the challenges of the future. Independent learning not only boosts academic achievement, but also nurtures important life skills such as time management, resilience, and adaptability. Now, in your classroom, you can promote independent learning through allowing your pupils to take more responsibility for their learning, making independent choices when appropriate. And by encouraging your class to foster a growth mindset, they're learning important skills such as self-confidence and perseverance. Ultimately, creating an environment that supports independence equips children with the confidence and capability to navigate their education and beyond. This ensures they become resourceful, self-sufficient individuals ready to thrive in an ever-changing world. I've been Natalie from My Progression, and let's keep your career in motion.